I love being in my productive garden, but I'm not the only one at work. There's a quiet army helping me to get the best out of my food plants. They're the pollinators, the birds, bats, butterflies, blowflies, and of course bees. They're attracted by flowers, and together with the wind, they spread pollen, which in turn produces my fruit and vegetables. Right now, my front garden is buzzing with activity. It's full of pollinators because I've planted a variety of flowers to bring them here. And one of my favourites is this tufted succulent Bulbini frutescens. Right now, the flowers are being worked by our native stingless bees, and these are brilliant in the garden. They pollinate any plant in the cabbage family, and they produce honey. This is Tradescantia purple heart, and it's growing amongst the cycad. Honeybees like the flowers, and they'll comb the pollen and make honey. But if you plant these, native blue-banded bees love them, and they're buzz pollinators. They use vibrations from their wings to release the pollen, and that means any plant that you grow in the tomato family, chilli, eggplant, capsicum and tomato, everyone will set fruit. Blue-banded bees are a great asset in the food garden. While my front garden is alive with the sound of busy pollinators, my back garden just doesn't have the same buzz. So I'm going to do something about it. This boomerang-shaped bed is in a relatively sheltered part of the garden, and that means it's ideal for a planting dedicated to attracting pollinators. So even when I'm starting with new season crops and not a lot is happening, there'll always be something flowering to tempt pollinators to visit. I prepared the bed by digging it over, and I've added some mushroom compost. I'm spacing the plants out now. I find this is really handy if you're not sure exactly how well the plants will fit. This is Granny's bonnet, and it's a favourite with native stingless bees. This is a zinnia, and if there's any honeybees in the area, they'll find its flowers. This little thing is Melampodium, and I've never grown it before. It comes from Central America, and because it's in the daisy family, it should attract pollinators. We'll just have to see. Coleus are commonly planted for their decorative foliage, and while they're pretty, it's their flowers that are the most important thing. They're real magnets for pollinators. And the same applies to salvias. There's not a single salvia that won't bring a pollinator into your garden. And antirrhinums, well, they're a favourite with the blue-banded bees. You could plant mixed lettuce to eat them, but in this bed they're going to attract lots and lots of pollinators. They're powerful plants. Last year when I planted Bacopa, a little ground cover that never stops flowering, I actually had to fight off the honeybees in order to put it into the ground. And lastly, bedding begonias. These are treated as annuals, but with care they'll last for 3 years. And the reason I love these is that even in the middle of winter, in a frost-free area, they'll attract blue-banded bees into the garden. This is sure to attract pollinating insects, and my reward will be a more productive veggie garden with better harvests.